Have you ever woken up in the morning, looked in the mirror, and noticed your eyes don't shine like before? Your body feels drained, your heart feels quiet, and a heavy thought breathes through you that you are no longer the man you used to be. After turning 50, people say, that thing no longer matters. But what's truly lost isn't just masculinity. It's the belief in yourself, the feeling of being alive, worthy, and lovable. I know it's not easy for a man to talk about certain things, especially when it comes to masturbation. It sounds awkward, taboo, yet it's a very real, very human instinct. And the amazing part is this. With just a small, change-own, simple drink before bed, your body can awaken in ways you never expected. No pills, no suppression, just a gentler, more refined way of self-care. If you've been quietly longing to feel strong in the morning, like before, but don't know where to start, stay with me, because I'm going to tell you the story of a man just like you, and a drink that changed everything. Still with me? If not, leave a comment. I'll explain more. This might be exactly what you need. There's something men over 50 rarely say even to their partners. It's that feeling of emptiness each morning. Not physical fatigue, but emotional, hollowing. One day, you suddenly realize you no longer wake up naturally like before. The body is silent, as if the internal clock has died. I remember sitting for tea with a neighbor 10 years older than me. He's usually the funny type, cracking jokes. But that day, he looked far off and whispered, "I don't know why, but when I wake up, it's like my body forgets I'm a man." I stayed quiet because I understood. That silence comes from a man who doesn't want to admit he's weakening. For men, that morning vitality isn't just about sex. It's confidence, quiet pride. It's the sense of still being strong, still capable, still fully alive. When it fades, it's not just part of the body that disappears. Your self-respect goes with it. No one teaches us how to be men after 50. We grew up idolizing strength, stamina, dominance. But no one warned us that one day, our body would slow down. Testosterone, what they call the fire in a man's blood, declines. Blood circulation weakens. Nerves react slower. Not because we did anything wrong, but because the body has lived long enough to need a different kind of care. We think, I need to get back to how I was. But true masculinity isn't about being like we were at 20. It's about having the courage to accept our changing body and choosing to understand, love, and care for it anew. Like an old car needing better oil, better timing to start, so too does our body. I once met a man over 55, still fit, still disciplined. But he told me, I still feel something's missing. That morning feeling of the body saying, I'm ready. And he shared that once he started focusing on nighttime recovery, his sleep, his pre-bed habits, his body began to remember how to wake up like a man. So don't let that silence stretch on. If you've been waking in stillness, wondering, what have I lost? Then the next part is for you. Because just one small change before bed can reawaken the vitality you thought was gone. Still with me? If any of this resonates, leave a message. Don't let us pass 50 in silence, as if we have nothing left worth keeping or fighting for. I once heard an older doctor say something I'll never forget. Men don't weaken from age, but from nights no longer deep and mornings no longer warm. It sounds poetic, but it's deeply physical. After 50, a man's body slows not during the day, but starting at night. Sleep becomes shallow, disturbed awake at 2 or 3 a.m., tossing and turning. Few realize this golden hour, when the body is supposed to regenerate, becomes a barren time. During sleep, the body restores itself. The brain restructures memory. Organs detoxify. and testosterone male hormones produced most powerfully at night. If sleep isn't deep or long enough, or if we eat poorly before bed, that process fails, and we wake with a body not fully recharged. I know a man in his 60s who watches the news late, then snacks a biscuit, a beer, or sweet fruit. He says, "Light food helps me sleep." But in truth, that spikes blood sugar and forces the stomach to work overtime. The result? He wakes up sluggish, his mind foggy, and his masculinity forgotten. Not because he's weak, but because he didn't know. Nighttime is when the body needs inputs that help it remember how to respond, not things that wear it out. A warm drink, a calming herb, a circulation aid sometimes works better than a dozen expensive pills. And sleep. Don't mistake it for just closing your eyes. True sleep means your mind unwinds, your body lets go, and your hormones do their work without interruption. Quiet space, soft light, steady breathing. That's how a man's body rebirths itself in silence. I still remember the eyes of a man mildly depressed after 55. He no longer felt like himself. He tried everything, supplements, viral hacks. But after changing his sleep and nightly drink, just weeks later, he said, "In the morning, I don't have to do anything. I just feel alive." It sounded simple, but it brought tears to my eyes. Because not everyone dares admit they once felt like they were no longer themselves. So if you've been waking up tired, uninspired, your masculinity fading, don't assume you're done. You may just need to sleep right and drink the right thing before bed. Everything can change. Still with me? If this speaks to you, drop me a message. Don't let the night pass like wind, when inside you still burns a small flame waiting to be reignited. Next, I'll share exactly what you can drink easy to find, easy to make, to help your body remember how to wake like a man. Once, I spoke with a man in his 60s, a former athletic coach. Still solid in build, still quick in movement. But he smiled sadly. My mind's still sharp, but in the morning, my body's silent. It sounded casual, but behind it was a hard-to-fill emptiness. The emptiness of once being a vigorous man, now flickering like a dim light bulb. I asked if he drank anything before bed. He said, "Yes, coffee. It's the only quiet time I get to think." I sighed. Not blaming him, and he do the same. They see nighttime as stress relief, news, scrolling, random snacking. But few realize that release is actually draining the power within. After 50, a man's body is like a lamp needing steady current to shine each morning. And that current is what we put into our body before sleep. Some drinks boost circulation, calm the nerves, support hormone balance. Others, they short-circuit everything. You wake groggy, numb, misaligned. So what should you drink to help your body remember how to rise as a man? Here are 3 simple formulas that many have tried and found their masculinity returning, naturally, effortlessly. First recipe: beetroot juice with a hint of ginger and warm lemon. Beetroot naturally boosts blood circulation. Ginger warms digestion and opens the vessels. Lemon balances pH. Together, they create steady blood flow, helping the heartbeat, calmly setting the stage for graceful strength in the morning. Second recipe: warm turmeric milk. Don't think it's just for women. Turmeric's curcumin reduces inflammation and restores cells, and more importantly, helps regulate male hormones. A small warm glass before bed warms the body, deepens sleep, and in the morning your body recalls forgotten agility. Third recipe: pomegranate tea with raw honey. Pomegranate is rich in antioxidants that raise natural testosterone. Raw honey calms the nerves, balances blood sugar, perfect for those who feel drained, fast heartbeats, or mild nightly stress. I saw a man who used just one of these drinks every night. After just 10 days, he called me joyfully. This morning, I woke up and wanted to run like I did in my youth. I smiled, because I knew what he slept through wasn't just the night. It was the return of self-belief. And if you're still reading, I want to ask gently, have you ever drunk something before bedand, felt like a different man in the morning? If so, share it. If not, try one of these 3. I promise no miracle, but your body might start to remember how to rise again. In the next part, I'll speak about something men still hesitate to face. But it's natural, human, and deserves clarity. Masturbation on, and why it's not just physical, but also emotional care for the man beyond 50. If you're curious, join me. And if you want those drink recipes again, leave a comment, I'll send them to you. There's one thing many men over 50 still do, but almost no one dares speak about it out loud. And if they do, it's whispered like it's something shameful. That thing is masturbation. 2 syllables that stir discomfort. Something people avoid. Something men feel guilty about. But today, I invite you to look again, not with judgment, but with compassion. I once spoke to a man in his 60s. His wife had passed away early. His children lived far. He lived alone, caring for himself, reading, listening to the radio, and sometimes he masturbated. He didn't hide it, but his eyes showed hesitation. I know, at my age, doing that must seem odd. I asked, but does it help you? He nodded. Actually, after doing it, I sleep better, and I feel like I'm still alive. That answer stayed with me, because sometimes what we're told to be ashamed of is exactly what helps our body and soul heal. From a medical perspective, masturbation is not wrong. It improves circulation, releases endorphins, the feel-good hormone that calms the mind and relieves stress. After 50, with testosterone dropping and the nervous system more fragile, this act becomes a gentle pressure valve for both body and mind. But here's the most important part: how we view it. If you see masturbation as shameful, your body will absorb that guilt, leading to more stress and exhaustion. But if you see it as a form of self-care, like enjoying a good meal or taking a peaceful walk, it becomes normal, even necessary. I know some men think, I'm too old for that now. But the truth is, it helps your body remember its instinct, keeps the internal rhythm alive. Like a guitar string that hasn't been strummed, it grows dull. But if you gently play it once a week, the sound returns. The feeling returns. Masturbation is also a way for a man to reconnect with himself. At this age, not everyone still has the chance for physical intimacy. Some live alone. Some feel distant from their partners. But that doesn't mean desire disappears. It just waits for a more fitting, private, non-hurtful expression. I'm not promoting overuse. I'm saying if you choose to do it, and it helps you sleep better, feel more stable, more human, then it's a part of your health care. A gentle medicineno prescription, no side effects, but needing acceptance from yourself. And sometimes, after those quiet moments, you'll feel a lightness in your chest, a sense that you're still you, still capable of feeling, still able to connect, still alive. I don't know if this is hard for you to talk about, but if you've followed me this far, perhaps there's a part of you that once felt misunderstood, or maybe misunderstood yourself. So let me say this again gently. Masturbation doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you shameful. It's part of your nature. It's your body speaking. And if you learn to listen lovingly, wisely, without guilt, it can help you hold on to your strength, your fire, even in old age. If any of this sounds like your own story, leave a comment. Let me know that this wasn't said in vain, and so that other men out there still searching quietly will know they are not alone. In the final part, I'll share one last thing: how to not only maintain your ability, but also regain your confidence, your dignity, and your deep connection to yourself each and every morning. If you're ready, let's go together. When I first started working on this video, I thought I was just sharing a few useful health tips for men over 50. But by the time I got to this point, I realized this isn't just about health. This is about trust. About men entering a chapter everyone calls past their prime. Yet deep down, they still want to feel alive, respected, still want to feel like a whole man. I used to think I had to stay silent about all this. That men shouldn't complain, shouldn't talk about no longer rising early, shouldn't admit they've lost that morning fire. But now I understand. Silence isn't strength. Silence is what slowly pulls us away from ourselves. A good night's sleep. A warm, healing drink. One moment of listening to your body. Even a quiet moment alone with yourself. These are small things, but they can lead you back to that proud feeling of being you. You don't need to be like you were before. You just need to be you. The gentler, wiser version who knows how to care, knows how to love this aging body in a deeper, more grounded way. That's true strength. If you're still here, reading these last lines, then I know you're searching for something deeper. And so am I. I want us to create a space together. A small corner of YouTube, where men can speak of health, emotion, masculinity without shame. If this story touches you, or reminds you of your own, leave a comment. Let me know you're still out there. Let others know they're not walking this path alone. And if you'd like more stories like this, hit subscribe. Not so I can be famous, but so I'll know someone still needs to hear. Someone is still listening. And we're still walking this road together, no matter how old we are. Aging isn't what we should fear. Losing connection, that's what's truly frightening. So stay connected with yourself, with others, because you still have so much life to live. And I believe tomorrow morning, you'll wake up with a different feeling. Lighter, brighter. And if not yet, I'll still be here, waiting for you in the next video.